Phil Perkins was a man possessed, not by demons or spirits, mind you. No, Phil was possessed by a love so profound, so all-consuming that it bordered on the clinically insane. The object of his affections? A woman named Davida with her flowing raven hair and eyes that could melt glaciers. Davida, who wouldn't give Phil the time of day. You see, Phil wasn't exactly what one would call relationship material. He was more dumpster fire in a Hawaiian shirt material. His attempts to woo Davida had become the stuff of legend in their small town. Each attempt was a spectacular failure, a symphony of awkwardness and unintentional destruction. But bless his heart, Phil was persistent. He was determined to win Davida back, no matter the cost. And cost it did, oh how it cost. Davida wasn't asking for much, really. She just wanted a man who could hold a conversation without setting his pants on fire. A man who wouldn't mistake a flock of pigeons for a government drone spying on his thoughts. A man, in short, who wasn't Phil Perkins. She had tried in the early days to be kind, to let Phil down gently, but there was a certain density to Phil, a lack of awareness that bordered on the supernatural. He was immune to hints, oblivious to social cues. Rejection rolled off him like water off a duck's back, only to reappear moments later, stronger and more determined. So, Davida did what any sane woman would do. She avoided Phil like a plate of lukewarm mayonnaise. Phil, convinced that his problems stemmed from a single catastrophic mistake in their past, decided to take matters into his own hands. Literally. He would build a time machine. He would go back, right the wrong, and return to a present where Davida was his adoring wife. Ignoring the fundamental laws of physics and common sense, Phil cobbled together a contraption out of spare lawnmower parts, Christmas lights, and a disturbing amount of duct tape. The result looked like something out of a low-budget science fiction film and smelled faintly of burnt toast. The maiden voyage was predictably a disaster. Instead of traveling through time, Phil managed to blow out the power grid for 3 counties. He also may or may not have switched his left arm with a garden gnome. The details were a bit hazy. Section 4, begging, pleading, and other humiliations. Having failed to alter the space-time continuum, Phil resorted to more conventional tactics. He bombarded Davida with gifts. Unfortunately, these gifts tended towards the unique. A taxidermied badger wearing a tutu, a lifetime supply of pickled beets, a self-help book titled How to Win Back the Woman of Your Dreams, even if you're a complete disaster. Davida donated them all to charity. Undeterred, Phil moved on to grand gestures. He hired a skywriter to spell out Davida, "I'm sorry," above her workplace. Only the pilot got the letters mixed up, and it ended up reading AIDS. "Sorry, David." The ensuing scandal was almost enough to make Phil give up. Almost. Section 5, Operation Neighborhood Infiltration and Subsequent Explosion. Realizing that distance was not his friend, Phil hatched a new plan, Operation Neighborhood Infiltration. He rented the house directly across the street from Davida. He would win her over with his proximity, with his unwavering devotion. This plan would have been sound were it not for Phil's unfortunate habit of leaving the stove on while engaging in amateur pyrotechnics in his backyard. The resulting explosion leveled his rental property, took out a good chunk of Davida's front lawn, and left a lingering aroma of sulfur in the air. Miraculously, no one was injured, except perhaps Phil's pride. Again,